Hello everybody, welcome to the Redmen TV. Have you ever heard of the film Groundhog Day? Because that's basically my life right now. You've probably seen this already, but these are switched because we've realised we had the home game up on the screen. Mr. Tom Dutton, who's supposed to be the competent one behind the computer sorting it all out, he's let me down.
I did say you didn't have to bring it up, but you did.
Yeah, and that was basically guaranteeing I was definitely going to bring it up, mate.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Anyway, we're here for Bayern Munich versus Liverpool starting 11 prediction. Chris and Paul are in Munich at the minute, so you've got me. Hope you enjoy my woolly voice. And we'll move straight into the team with Alisson Becker, who's got 7 appearances. Imagine that.
Whee.
7 appearances. He's Brazilian #1 in the team, Mr. Beard in goal. Absolutely fantastic goalkeeper. I think he's the best goalkeeper in world football right now. I'm going to say it. I think long passing, fantastic. Short passing, even better. He's basically a midfielder in goal who's also fantastic at saving shots. Not much more to say about him because I've said it all already. Next player, Tom. I think we've got Trent Alexander-Arnold. We've not got Divock Origi in right back or anything like that. So he's got 7 appearances as well. Crosses are integral to the way we play football, especially when we're playing a player 4-3-3. Bayern's attack are going to come out as they've got to get a goal. They know that we can go through with nicking or win. They've got to come for it. Trent's going to be pivotal along with Robertson in pinning their fullbacks back and just basically dropping them in and letting our midfield do the work. But I think Trent's an absolutely integral part of this team. It's so good to have him back. I think he had an all right game at the weekend, but the game before that, 3 assists. I mean, he's the young assist. He's the record for the most assists for a young player. So if we get that Trent again, Bayern are in for some trouble. We'll move on. Centre half, it is Joel Matip. I mean, 4th choice centre half, and he's having the performances he's had of the last 6-7 games. I mean, I think he's done brilliantly along with Virgil van Dijk. I mean, I could play next to Van Dijk and I'd be brilliant because Van Dijk's that good. But you've got to give credit where credit's due to Matip. 77.2% of his aerial duels won. He's an absolute giant. He's a bit of a wacky, waveable, inflatable arm man at the back, but he's exactly what you need. You need those destroying centre halves, and especially centre halves that can come out and play the ball when we're being pressed in. And we need your centre halves to come forward and drive at a midfield, drive at a defence. He's very, very good at that. And his passes per 90, 87.4% of them are accurate. That's fantastic from a centre half. And Van Dijk gets all the plaudits, and I think it's unfair to say Matip is 4th choice. I personally think he's a better centre half than Lovren this season, especially. Let me know in the comments what you think. I mean, it's up for debate, but Mr. Sickness himself, Lovren, I think he's being kept out of the team by a very, very well-performing Joel Matip. But we'll move on to the centrepiece, the piece de resistance to Liverpool Football Club, and that is Virgil van Dijk. I mean, he's not Fabinho. And Fabinho's all right at centre-half, but he's not this man. And the reason he's got 6 appearances is because he was banned last game. That's not a mistake on our half. But he's back in now. So we've got Virgil van Dijk. Bayern have no idea what they're in for. I mean, they couldn't score against Matip and Fabinho. Imagine having this guy in the defence now. And I mean, he's so much more than just a centre-half, isn't he? His passes per 90, 90.6% accurate. He sprays them to Robbo, he sprays them to Trent. He's just brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. Aerial duels per 90, 7.31 he makes. I mean, he's just an absolute giant. He's a phenomenal player. And, I mean, if I was a betting man, which I am, I would put him on scoring tonight. Just saying. Right, we'll move on to the next player. I'm going for Andy Robertson. Maybe Alberto Moreno? No. Alberto Moreno wouldn't play for Cheshire under-8s, mate. I mean, Robertson's got to be the man for the job. 81.2% accurate passes per 90. I mean, like I was saying about Trent, these guys are integral to the way we play football. And you see the dip of form back before the last few games when Trent was out and Milner was in. Just losing one of these guys, their ability to swing across in the work rate that they bring is so important having these in our team. And he's an absolutely fantastic player. His energy is second to none on this pitch. And I mean, 4.2 interceptions per 90. He's not just a guy. He's not just that outlet on the left wing. He's absolutely fantastic at doing the defensive duties as well, and that's exactly why he keeps his place every single game for me. Never ever get rid of this guy. He is phenomenal. We'll move into the midfield, which hopefully we'll see. Hey, Fabinho in his correct position. Imagine that. He is becoming fastly for me the first name on the midfield team sheet at least. I think he is phenomenal in what he does. I mean, his passing's phenomenal, his tackling's fantastic. He's got Virgil van Dijk traits in his defensive duties, and then he's got Alisson traits in his passing duties. He's like an amalgam of all the Liverpool players that are brilliant. And I think he was such a good buy from the summer. And look at these stats. 70.6% accurate long passes per 90. And he's exactly what you need when that midfield isn't gelling. You need a guy that can just spray it out wide, play it along the floor, and get you out of trouble. And I mean, even his short passes per 90, I mean, 90.3% accurate. He's a fantastic player. Defensive duels, he makes 9.82 per game, 2.86 interceptions. He is going to be so important in Munich tomorrow night. And I think that, is he our best midfielder? Let me know. I mean, he's making a very good case for it. But we'll move on to the next midfielder, who is Jordan Henderson. I mean, this is where I think the debate is going to be made. Do we bring in Jordan Henderson for this game? I mean, Lallana had a fantastic game. Are we going to see him? We haven't seen the last midfielder yet. But Henderson, for me, I think he comes in. I think he had a fantastic game against Bayern at home. I mean, he was playing in the sixth role. I think he got my man of the match, and I think a lot of fans agreed that he had probably the best game of the season in a red shirt this season, especially. And I mean, with Fabinho at 6, you need a guy that can also transition from defence and attack. And when he came off the bench against who did we play at the weekend?
Why you?
I'll put you on the spot a bit there.
My memory's terrible.
Yeah, so is mine. Whoever we played at the weekend, let us know in the comments.
Burnley,
there you go. When he come off the bench against Burnley, me and Tom were at the game, literally sat next to each other. I don't know why we don't remember that. But yeah, he came off the bench at Burnley and he was terrorising players. His work rate was fantastic, and I want to see that Jordan Henderson in this game. I want to see the Jordan Henderson that gets forward and harries defenders. And he does that Lallana performance where he doesn't give them a chance. But he also, if we are 1-0 up, 2-0 up, and we need to sit back, we need to defend, he's a very good player at absorbing the pressure. He's a very professional player. I mean, his long passes behind 85.1% accurate passes. But he gets slept on quite a lot. Look at these stats. Ignore that one, that was a bit shit. But these ones, fantastic. He's a very, very good passer of the ball. Yes, you could argue he's sideways, backwards, but the whole Henderson of late, I think, has been a lot more proactive. And I think that's the Jordan Henderson that I think we could see tonight in Munich. But we'll move on to the last midfielder.
You keep saying tonight, you mean tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow. I'm in the mood. I'm genuinely properly in the mood for this game. Gini Wijnaldum. I mean, Fabinho could be our most talented midfielder. I think Wijnaldum is our most reliable. I mean, this guy does it all. I mean, he scores chips over players in the Bournemouth game. I mean, he's the most press-resistant player in our team, in my opinion. I mean, in that 6, where Fabinho plays, when it's fluid in the game and Gini has to drop deep, he's the best player at anti-pressing players. He can turn on a sixpence and get out of trouble whenever he needs to. And I mean, look at this. Passes, but all of the Liverpool midfield I don't think I've seen one stat yet on their passes that are below 90%. That is consistency. That's what you need from a midfield. His defensive duels per 90, he makes 5.44 and 2.65 interceptions per 90. That's exactly what you need from a guy that's trying to play that 6 role, trying to play that defensive midfield role that keeps you out of trouble. And I think Gini, for me, so what's that? Fabinho, Hendo, Gini is my midfield. Let me know your thoughts. Lallana, did he have a good enough game against Burnley to come into this game? Does Keita get a chance? Let me know in the comments. But we'll go into the front 3. For me, I mean, it picks itself, doesn't it? You've got to have this man, Mo Salah. It's getting stick. And I say stick in inverted commas because he hasn't scored. All you have to do is look through the work rate that he puts in every single game, the chances he creates. You go back to Burnley, one clear-cut assist and 2 potential penalties that he goes down for, which then leads to Mane and Firmino's goals. It's his energy that gets us these opportunities, and I'd love to see him get his 50th goal. I think that curse is looming over him quite a bit at the minute, the same way it did with Torres. But there's no way this guy gets put out of the team. Look at this. Look, 63.4% accurate dribbles per game, and I think he's averaged on the last few games 9 dribbles per game, accurate dribbles. That's how fantastic he is on that right wing, and he's going to be instrumental in this game because they know the danger he can cause. They know that if they give him an inch of space, he's going to tear him apart. So you can see that they're going to put men on him, which frees space up for Trent on the overlap. He just occupies men. Maybe he doesn't score, but there's so much more to his game plan than just a goal scorer. So Mo Salah, keep the faith, fantastic player. But we'll move on. We've got the other winger, I believe, Sadio Mane. Now, this man is the goal scorer. I mean, that's 16 goals in the Premier League this season. He's only 1 behind Mo, 2 behind Aguero. Could he overtake him? But Champions League, I mean, 1 goal. Our away form this season's been poor. When it matters, the big games, we're at the Allianz, it's going to be so intense. And I think this man, look back to the Champions League final, came up with a crucial goal when it mattered. I think Sadio Mane is going to be the man for us tomorrow night. 82.1% accurate dribbles. That is fantastic. 2.2 shots per game, exactly what you need. We need men who can get in the areas to challenge the goalkeeper. And I think that Mane is going to unsettle a lot of players. I mean, they're occupying Salah. That's a given. They've got to occupy Mane at the same time because he's equally, or if not more dangerous than Salah this season. So he's got to be in the team. And last but not least, Brazilian number 3, Bobby Firmino. I mean, he's just brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. I mean, 2 goals, 74.8% dribble lane accuracy, 55.9% offensive duels, 1.63 shots per game. He's not your devout, out-and-out striker. He's not your number 9 like Harry Kane is, but he's so much more than that. Bobby Firmino is a number 9 and a number 10, all in one. He does the midfield work. He tracks back when he needs to, when he scores important goals when he needs to. And he's so instrumental. Look at the Burnley game. He was so important in dropping deep and playing balls out wide to Trent, playing balls out to Robbo, playing it into Salah so he can get in the middle. Bobby's going to be huge against Bayern Munich. And I think this front 3 on their day, they'll have any team in Europe. But we'll go on. We'll see the whole team in full. So here it is. I've gone 4-3-3 because I think I want to keep that intensity up. I don't want to sit back with a 4-2-3. I don't want to invite the pressure. I want to go for Bayern's throats. I think we've got the capability to do so. I mean, look at that. Robertson, Alexander-Arnold, they come forward. You've got your entire front 6 at this point where it's literally just offensive. We get that goal, we get 2 goals and we don't stop. I think that's how you play Bayern Munich, is you play them at their own game. They're going to need a goal. They're going to be vulnerable at the back. They're going to be putting men forward. The longer the game goes on, the more pressure builds on Bayern, the more opportunity for Robertson and Trent to get forward and feed men like Salah, Firmino, Mane to get the goals that we need. I think it's going to be a rout. But let me know what you think. We'll get some comments now from Tom.
A lot of people not happy with the midfield, saying they don't want 3 defensive midfielders.
Okay.
I'm just going to throw in my point before you do. They have a brilliant attack. They have a brilliant midfield. We need to win that midfield battle for me, and you've got to stay tight there. I know it's not worked other Champions League away games, but we can't underestimate Bayern Munich and that attack. Hopefully, with the wingers coming up, the fullbacks should do the business. What's your thoughts?
Exactly, and that's the case of our plan A is a fullback game. So we push these guys high up the pitch, and all we need is to get them service. So we need midfielders that can keep the ball and pass out wide and let these 2 guys do the work and facilitate these 3 guys up front. Tom's right. They've got some brilliant players. They're at home. Remember, they need the goal. They're going to be giving it their all. You need a midfield that can control a game. Yeah, you could say there's a lack of creativity there, but I think the chances are going to come very tightly. We need a midfield there that can just hold the fort when we need it to. And to be honest, who are you replacing with? That's my question to you is, if you've been an offender, are you putting Lallana in? Are you putting Keita in? The reason I say no Lallana is because if we've seen one game from him, I mean, it's a different. Bayern Munich at the Allianz is different to Burnley at home. Has he got the house to go to a massive game, a massive ground like the Allianz in such an important game? Is he fit enough? I have no problem with Lallana. I thought he had a fantastic game, but is he your choice? Keita, I mean, Klopp's clearly shown that he doesn't trust him enough. If he's not playing him at Burnley at home, is he going to play him in Europe? Again, 2 players I have no problem putting in, but this is just my thoughts on how I think Klopp sees the game. Next one, Tom.
Keita needs to play, says Brandon Jason Grosso. So you just spoke about, and then would you put Milner in as well, though? Is my question.
Milner is one of those where
I think he might be injured.
That's the one.
Klopp said he was already outside yesterday. He had a little muscle issue, but there are still 2 days to go until the game. This is before the Burnley game. If you ask Millie, he will say, I'll be ready, but we'll have to see. Yeah. So he didn't play against Burnley. But
yeah, it's one of those where Milner could come in. Personally, people have coined the Brexit midfield. I'm not a fan of that. I mean, that's clearly tried and tested and not worked. 3 away games this season, 3 losses. If Milner's coming in, he's coming in for Henderson. It's not a Milner and Henderson midfield. I think we need Fabinho because he's the most dynamic midfielder on the pitch. Wijnaldum is the most reliable in terms of he does all the defensive duties if Fabinho wants to push up. This is the area, I think this is the position that is up for debate. Do you put Milner in? Back to the Keita thing, I have no problem with Keita coming into this game. It's just, in a must-win game, I could say, can he trust Keita enough? I've seen enough of Keita this season where he needs space. Burnley would have been a great game for him where if Burnley sit off, he needs a good 20 yards to sort of build up steam and really harry a defence. Is Keita that guy that's going to deal with the pressure, deal with the world-class defence that Bayern Munich have got? I don't know.
Someone asked, sorry, it's gone, but someone asked,
Mm-hmm.
on after 65 minutes if we're still looking for the goal?
Absolutely. And I mean, who are you bringing him on for? Are you putting him like for like swap with Salah? Because I mean, Shaqiri's that amalgam, isn't he? I mean, he's got a point to prove against his old club, Bayern Munich. He was supposed to be their next big thing. He was supposed to be the prospect that really took off and sort of was the new era of Bayern Munich, and it never worked for him. And obviously, he went to Stoke, and now he's at Liverpool. I don't think he's not shown enough. He's a bit like Keita. He's not playing these games for a reason. We don't know the reason, but obviously we have to trust in Klopp and understand that if he's playing the likes of Lallana over Shaqiri and Keita, he's clearly not showing enough in training behind the scenes that we haven't seen yet. But I still think he could be a very good impact sub, especially a guy that knows Bayern Munich, he knows their style of play, and he's going to have a point to prove. So Shaqiri at 65 works for me.
Last question, or last comment, DXSH Tempers, thank you for the super chat. He says, I think we can outscore them, and if we get an early goal, they have to come out, and hopefully we tear them apart. Love the vids, boys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, buddy. I mean, you've hit the nail on the head there. It's on them, isn't it? It's on them to come and get a goal. They don't want to be embarrassed in their own backyard. They've got a huge European pedigree, same as we do. They want to give us a game. But you're right, we get that early goal, that the floodgates are going to open and they're going to become an attack. That's why you need a cultured midfield that can break if it needs to, with the likes of Henderson, Wijnaldum. I mean, they're not the quickest, but they're very game smart, they're game savvy. We don't need pace in midfield when we've got pace out wide. We just need a midfield that can control the ball here and know whether to quickly offload it to the full-backs who can hurry up the wing, feed our front three, and absolutely smash Bayern Munich. So, yeah, this is my starting 11. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the comments and the super chat especially. It's my first time. I hope I entertained you all. And let me know your score predictions for the game in the comments now. I'm going for 2-1. What about you, Tom?
I'm gonna say, yeah, but 3-1 to us.
3-1 to us.
Yeah, we get one. They come out, then we score.
Excellent. Well, there you go. 2-1, 3-1. Let us know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, guys. See you later.